Okay, so I have my mic set to figure on. Anyways, what's up? So, figured that I'd start doing a little bit of commentaries because I think they're cool and fun, and I think they could be useful to people, and I think I'd be good at it. So, first commentary I'm going to be doing is Citadel Region, because I know this is a very confusing Citadel that was always cheats at the beginning, and nobody really knows how to do it legit, but I think it would be nice to make one on this because I think it could be useful. So, without further ado, let's do it. So, you start off in the winter, and it's actually pretty nice looking for the most part. It's pretty straightforward up to this part, I guess. What you do is you go across this tightrope, and then you can jump on top of this tree, go around this block right here. And, I would say that this tower doesn't actually become that confusing up to the desert, because the desert is, actually where it starts to get confusing, because there's a bunch of buttons and stuff, and it becomes difficult to know what you actually have to do. But, for the most part, winter is pretty straightforward. And, as long as you know how to, like, do basic truss technique and oh, okay, that's nice. As long as you know how to do basic truss technique and actually know how to jump, then you should be fine. Okay, we're back here. This time I actually jump on the truss, like, as per normal, because I don't know why it didn't work last time. It just didn't. Probably jumped on like a corner or something like that, which is not what you really want to do with trusses, but sometimes you have to, like I did right there. Jump on top of this waterfall instead of going around here. I don't really see why people would do that, but just jumping on top of this. The black is King Clyde Falls, I'm pretty sure, so try not to jump on that. Over here is this spinner section, which is very easy. All you have to do is just jump on the truss, flick off, and on the spinner, and you'll be fine. There's really not much I can really say about this biome, because it is just so straightforward, but trust me, the rest of it is not that straightforward, because this tower gets very, very confusing in the later floors. This one's a ladder instead of a truss. Recommend flicking around it, because ladders are known to be more not cool than trusses. Just kind of go in the corner here, and then just tap the space bar and jump forward. Just walk off sideways here, and just make it to here, and then jump on the truss, and over here, and flick up, and then you got some kind of decently lengthy jumps. Not really, but there's definitely chokeable. And then when you get to this house, and you have like this green button, this green portal. Don't worry about these for now, you don't really need them. Into the fireplace, and then you're in the desert biome. This is where things actually start to get kind of funny. So, here we go. So the first button, out of 5 of them you need to get, I'm pretty sure, is right here behind this pyramid. You shouldn't touch it. And then, come over here. You jump on these pillars, and you get on the sax pusher. These bullets, I don't know if they're insta-kill. I'm not actually sure. But, don't worry about them, because there's a good chance they won't hit you. And if you're paranoid of doing that section and you don't want to do it, you can always come over to this tree, and you could just climb up the top like that, and then jump over here. And you can skip that section entirely, which is pretty good. And come over here. And second button's over here, behind this tree. You can touch it. And you go over here on the spine. Pop over here. And as you can hear all those turret noises up there, those are instant-kill turrets, I know that for sure. And that's also the third button, forgot to say. And then once you have all 3 of these buttons, you should be able to drop down here and get the 4th button. And now there's only 1 button that remains, and that's up ahead a little bit. This, you want to make sure that this shoving thing's on the right and not the left, because red is insta-kill. Just a timing thing. It'll be fine. Alright, so for this turret section, what I recommend is to wait until the last... You want to wait until the last bullet goes by you, that could possibly hit you, and then you want to run. And then this wall flashes in and out, so you could stand on the 2 studs, and then it disappears, and 2 studs again at the end. You'll be fine. This is a nice safe spot up here. You won't get killed up here. And you can jump down here behind this wall. And what I recommend for this moving platform is just get a pattern down for when it moves left and right. And as soon as it's about to move left, start going. And then it'll move with you when you jump right. You want to go a little bit before it actually moves. So it'll move with you when you go back and you go across. You can still definitely die here. So quickly turn into here, grab the key. And then you could die here, so watch out for that. Enter this door. And then you come up here. This is not one of the buttons. This just spawns a push box right up here. And then you take this push box, bring it this way. And this box pushing is not that hard. There's one later in the tower that is a lot more tedious and difficult, but I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, line up your box, the sex pusher right here for this section. These turrets, not sure if they're insta-kill or not, but what you want to do is, as soon as they go, push it like this, and then jump like that. And then get up quickly. I recommend going on your left side for that X-pusher, because it'll make it easier to jump into the hole. And then head around here, and grab this button. That's the 5th button in this section that you're going to need to get. And then this is an elevator. And some more basic parkour. Kind of a heavy X-pusher. Pushing platform, I don't care, I'm calling them X-pushers. And then you fling yourself up to here, and you enter this little mirror, and you're in the jungle. And the jungle is second hardest biome. So there's 3 buttons in the bottom part, and I think there's 5 or 4 in the top part. So this is the first one. And then you want to climb up, you want to kind of parkour up the tree a bit. It's not the easiest thing to do, but if you want to do that, you can go for this button. And then the 3rd one is over here on this tree, right here, right there. And then you want to head over to this tree, climb up where the green spots are, and as long as you follow these green spots, you'll be fine. Jump on this X launcher, and you can fling yourself on top of this wrap, but if you don't make it up here, all you have to do is do this wrap, do that, up here, and then yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty basic up into the outside, and then the outside is actually where things start to get difficult. And if you got all buttons, then you should have this entire pathway cleared up, and you should be fine. So once you press this button, it'll spawn some green platforms with like these really, really small poles under it. Basically, these fall instantly, so just get a good running start, and then jump instantly after each one. And if you end up falling here, you can clip back in down there in the corner. You can do a corner clip down there and clip into the jungle again. But if you fall into the void or down there on those rocks, it's kind of game over. So press this button over here. I recommend using T-pose because it could be easy to fall off. And then this is just a timing thing. Basically, just get a rhythm down for this part. And you could even push your box enough to stand on the parts where it doesn't change, and you should be fine. And push your box over here. Try to get it in the center before pressing this button, because once you press this button, it destroys the ground and leaves you with a 1-stud ground. My box kind of got flung over here, kind of bad, but you want to be very careful because it's very easy to fall here, and that will end your entire run, and that's no good. So push it this way, it'll change to orange, and then you push it on this, and it should fling up and hit that button. Sometimes it can go under this wall. It can go under this wall right here. You just have to push it back. It's really annoying. You don't have to go get this button again. If you do have to push, you can just push it straight down. Okay, and then you get this little speed section. You have more than enough time with the speed to do it, so don't feel rushed. Just grab the speed, and then jump to this vine, jump to this vine, and then jump up here. That's a lot easier than it looks, but just don't let it intimidate you. Okay, this part. So, I know a lot of people struggle with this part, but with the turrets don't take you with it, but try to go in like a back and forth motion like this, like you bam, 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 bam. Like you kind of want to like stay in the middle, I guess, but you have to move with the turrets or else you're not going to make it because they don't take you with them. And then you head over here, and now you got these 3 mini challenges, and these mini challenges are kind of annoying. Because, especially this first one. You want to do this first one first, because it's the worst. And, basically, it's a soft lock, yes, if you fall. So, I recommend holding out a, item that can brighten the place up, like crystal, or lantern, or even in helmet if you have it. But I'm gonna use crystal. Actually no, I'm gonna use helmet because I don't have something holding it in my hand. Just be very careful here, because it's insanely easy to fall. Be careful with these ladder flicks. These ladders can be actually insanely jank. I fell on this ladder right here once trying to guide my friend because it just didn't work. It was insanely annoying. But as long as you're careful, you should be fine. Wrap to here, jump to this stud, and then you got this fun tightrope thing. Just take your time on the tightropes. It's no big rush. And then I recommend coming on this side of the tightrope. I recommend like backing up it a little bit so you get more height, and then jump and climb. Make yourself up to here, and then you get on the last tightrope, and then you have to do this really, really black jump to get this button. This is horrible, just saying. What I recommend doing, I recommend holding T pose, and then just jumping. If you turn yourself like, I angle myself like this, and then if you just, I know you can't save this, but if you hold T pose and just jump, you'll hit the button. So you don't actually have to move, but like the original way to do that is to jump and hit the button and then get back on the tightrope. Sorry, I slipped off there. That was fun. Jump and then get back on the tightrope, which is so AIDS. Don't do that. If you do that, then I feel bad. I feel bad that you even attempted that, because I did it in my normal run, and it's kind of a very RNG. Okay, good job. You passed the that. And the next 2 are very easy, and you can't just lap through these walls because they're 2 studs, so even if you got 2 of the 3 of them, you couldn't cheese this anyway. So do the second one. It's just the end of the ice biome, so all you have to do is just do like the last 4 jumps of it. It is very easy. Head over here, grab this green button, and then quickly run to the teleporter. Do not go back to the desert, or you will. I don't actually know what happens, but I'm pretty sure bad stuff happens. So yeah, don't do that. And then this desert one is the exact same. You just have to do the insta-kill section, which is, scary, definitely. But you have more than enough time to do it, so don't stress it. Just take your time, and you'll be fine. Just like that. Hit this green button against the wall, enter the teleporter. And then, bam, you can run over here, tap this button, and then once you have this button, you're good for a decent amount of time, up until we get to the actual soft lock basement. So these ladders, this ladder goes up and down, as you can see here. You want to make sure it's down when you jump onto it, so you can actually climb it, and then just get off quickly. Fine.
Oh, it's a grenade!
So I recommend first person for this jump, just to, you know, wrap out like that. And then you got these more exposure flings, which are pretty easy. And then you want to get up on top of the tree up here. And now this is where the next button hunt starts. So the first button, pretty self-explanatory, just right up here. Second one, hop over to this tree over here. There's like these little gaps in the trees, which you need to jump down. So jump down this middle gap. Second button's right here. And that button actually unlocks this little thing right here, which is to get to another button. Or, no, that's not even to get to another button, that's just to help you get back up, actually. So there's 2 more buttons left, as you can see here. I'm pretty sure... Oh yeah, so you want to drop down to this platform right here, on this tree, and there's a button right there. And then, the last button is right over here, and you want to, I recommend not going up there, just use T-pose right here. Actually, no, don't even use T-pose, just have your leg hit it. I didn't know that T-pose couldn't even reach it. Alright, and then once you do that, you should be good to go. And then you're out of the jungle. So yeah, intimidating at first, but it's honestly fine. Okay, and then this is basement 1. And this basement is not a GBJ. So don't be worried about failing it. For that crusher right there, you just want to go as soon as you get to it. And as soon as you can see, it's being kind of jank right now. It's like not going down. Sometimes it does that. But when it's up, you just want to go immediately and then wrap out to here. Do this little one-step walk around. And for this part, I recommend waiting until the box is almost all the way down. And then just running forward. You'll land on it. And then just jump off. And the rest of it isn't that bad. It's just like kind of really confusing. And I don't really like the gameplay of this part. It's just not really that fun. Just be careful while you do these jumps. Alright, so then this sign says, don't trust the discernible. And that basically just means jump where the holes are. So, everything around it, which are the actual studs, can't collect false, and holes are can't collect true. So, just do this. It's pretty easy. It even applies for this part, so you want to jump to the middle here. And it does not apply for this ladder, though. So I recommend flicking off the wall and then doing this. Oh, actually, I guess it does apply for that ladder, but just be careful, because it's a truss. And then that's where it stops. Now you can keep going with this. Walk sideways here, walk sideways here. This is just a one-step walk around. And another walk. Tightrope. There is actually a little skip you could do here. You could jump from this tightrope over to here, get this button. Skip's kind of a weird jump. Then you head over here, and then you could jump again and just jump over to here. Don't miss that jump, like I almost did. I'm back. Don't do that either. Yeah. So like everything here is kind of like a head hitter. Or a lot of jumps have like a platform above it. Just be careful with that, and also don't use T-pose there. I don't know why I was doing that. T-pose can do that sometimes, and it could almost end your run. So don't do that. Use helicopter. Anyways, I'll meet you back up there. Oh yeah. So I forgot to mention. Again, if you fall, just try to backtrack yourself to this part right here. And again, not a GBJ. So just jump up these ladders, jump up here, and then bam, you're back at the beginning of this section. That's just a quick little thing I wanted to say before I continued. Okay, now I'll actually meet you back at the spot where I fell. Okay, back to this jump. So, what I recommend for this jump, instead of doing what I did, you just jump forward and you just turn sideways at the end there, and you'll jump on top of that. Okay, so irreversible. So basically what that means is any platform that's a kill brick is a normal platform, and any platform that's not a kill brick is a kill brick platform. So these are kill bricks. These are also kill bricks. These are indeed also kill bricks. These are not. It's pretty easy pattern to catch on to. Just don't be dumb, and you'll be fine. Okay. And now this says 12 studs. So this is interesting. So when it means 12 studs, it means that there's an invisible platform that correlates to these platforms up here. That's just down 12 studs. So walk sideways off here, you'll land on a platform. And as you can see, this platform I'm standing on goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 studs up to this platform. Basically, it's just like a kind of like a weird shadow section, I guess. Just try to make sure that you just correlate your jumps with this. Don't let this platform deceive you. This is not a real platform. It's actually much farther down. Because remember, 12 studs. And then that's where it stops. And then you basically pass that part. And then you could jump up here. And it says only 4 buttons work. So I recommend just kind of throw yourself onto all these buttons Just make sure that you get all of them. And then make sure you step on all of these. And then this one will activate. Just make sure you press all of them in case. And then come back here. Go across this one walkway. Walk across all of these buttons. And then now that you've done that, there should be a ball over here. Yep, right here. And this should be open now. Now what you need to do is you need to take this ball. And you need to roll it across these little pipes right here. And this is, I'm just gonna say, it's not easy. It's insanely frustrating. So you gotta stay patient with it. I recommend just jumping on the ball and then pushing it onto the pipes. And it should roll over fine. But it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. It may take you a few tries. And if you do fail it, you can always come back here. And you can always press these buttons again, and it will respawn the ball. Just like that. And then once you get the button, these pipes will activate. And then you want to come over here. You want to grab this button. And this button allows you to come this way. And there's no more actual traps yet. Just go across the spinner. The walls won't shove you off if you stay on the edges with the spinners. I don't know why I jumped. I kind of panicked. It's been a little bit since I've done this. I didn't actually prepare too much for this commentary. But I think I'm doing just fine. And then watch out for that head hitter. Then you enter this portal. And now you're in the soft lock basement. This is where if you fall, your run's over. So, again, get your light source. And now, just take your time with every jump. This is a lot scarier. This is a lot scarier looking than it actually is. Just, as long as you're careful, you should be fine. Don't try to jump onto those cogs. They are can't glide false. I didn't try to do that in my actual run. I just don't. They probably can't glide false. With this stick out, I would look out for this wall because it can catch you sometimes. So I recommend kind of like facing outwards a little bit when you do that. Be careful here. There's more ladders. I honestly recommend just using helmet as a light source if you have it, because it allows you to do flicks and stuff. Watch out for this wraparound. It's very hard to see. Also be careful about this one stud over here. Not against the wall. Don't make the same mistake I did and squeeze yourself into this one stud gap right here and fall into the soft lock. That was a very sad day. Yeah. Basically, you go across this X pusher, and you basically did the hardest part, which is pretty good. So, pat yourself on the back for that. And then walk over to here, press this button, and then you get this two-sided box. One side is being kind of like a raspberry color, and the other one being purple. There's two buttons in this area that you need to get this box, which is raspberry and purple colors. This path will slowly fade out, which is okay. As long as you stay going straight, you'll be okay. And then this button over here, this is the purple button, and if, as you could probably already tell, what you gotta do is you have to push the side of the box, that's the color that correlates with the button, onto the button. It's a lot easier than it, so it's pretty easy, and the path may be very intimidating, but rest assured, it is nothing you should worry about. As long as you stay straight here, you'll be okay. And then, you want to push this, and you want to press that, and then bam, once you get that, once you get both of the buttons, you want to head back to where we went over here. You can respawn the box by using this button, by the way. You wanna head back up here, because then this wall will be open, and you can head back here. That took me a long time to figure out in my first beat of this, which was very, very sad. But basically, you don't want to use your helmet here because well, actually, I think you can use your helmet here. Yeah. So depending on how you look at this block, it'll change into an arrow. I don't really know how I can show it, but basically what you want to do is once you get the angle where you can see jumping, okay, jump, and you'll be able to see the arrow. just walk in that direction until you get to the next platform. And then just keep following this. And as long as you follow the arrows, you'll be okay. Do a little wrap around here. Kind of scary, but you'll be okay. With this one, I recommend just doing that, like, because it's diagonal, but you should be fine as long as you're not dumb. So keep following the arrows. Bam, you got the button. And then you want to head back. You want to go the same direction that you went. Just don't sweat it. Just take your time. Just try to jump and look where the arrows are going, because there's other platforms that don't actually turn into arrows. Don't try to deceive you. Don't let them do that. As long as you follow this pathway that I'm showing, you will be A-okay. And then you want to jump back up to here and go back to where we did the box pushing. It's right here. And then, oh, look at that. Look at this. It's pretty cool. That's kind of a hard jump. You don't want to miss it. You just want to jump sideways and you'll be okay. And then I recommend jumping here. And then bam, you made it to the hell region. You basically beat the tower at this point, as long as you don't like disconnect or even die on kill bricks. But yeah, you did the hardest part and you did like the last really failable part. So now in this hell biome, you want to obviously come over to this back corner, press this button, and then you want to head over to here and press this button. This spawns this wedge over here, this pushable wedge right there. But first, we're going to take a little detour, and we're going to head in here, grab this key. This key is vital to being able to pass this biome. Now, what I recommend is taking this wedge over and around that tree, and you want to push it all the way over here. It's kind of far, but it's alright. And then just line it up with the wall here. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be against the wall, you can just jump up. And then this is kind of like the snow biome, where everything is really just straightforward, and you shouldn't have any you shouldn't have any trouble navigating through this. Although this one is a little bit more confusing than the snow biome, and it has a few little quirks to it that make it more difficult, like this. You just wanna, what I recommend doing is I recommend getting on it and then coming this way, getting an upswing, and then just jumping on top of this wall right here. Pretty easy. And then you got this little spinner right here. Just stand on the edges, you'll be fine. And then, actually, a skip that you could do is you could go on this X pusher and you could just fling yourself up to here, right from that X pusher. You don't even have to do all of that I just did. But whatever. If you already did it legit, then don't worry about it. But that's just a little skip, like if you fall and you just don't want to do most of it again, you can do that. Jump on these little blocks, head up here, press this morpher. This is not easy to see, like in the slightest, but just kind of take your time to where you go. This is a ladder. And then you get a timed morpher. That's a ladder. Come over here, you have this little wraparound. And then you got this 3-stud, or 3.5 stud stick out to the left, which is quite difficult for a Remorseless, maybe. I don't know. This is ice. I recommend just holding jump and then timing your jumps at this part. And then you get the infamous box pushing section. So this is not fun. I'm just going to say that. So with this box, you want to avoid the red lines, like the actual red lines. T-pose helps with this box, but in my opinion it helps. You can push it onto like this big slab of white right here. You want to avoid the red lines. This I can't really give too many tips for because it's just bad and it's really tedious. But as long as you don't give up on it, then you'll be fine. You shouldn't give up on it. But like, if it's really annoying you, then that's understandable. There's no way to skip it. But other than that, there's really nothing I can say. I guess I'll just keep trying to get it. You wanna you really gotta watch the walls. That's really all what it's about. It's, see, it's so precise. I'll just cut to when I get the box over there. Okay, I gotta go line up. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to push this box over to this first black square right here, and then that's the box pushing, or that's the, actually, yeah, push it to about right there. I guess it's like right of the edge of the second one right here. That's the changer, and now you want to avoid the white lines, and this is a lot easier than the red one. So the only actual particularly difficult part is this right here. Just like make sure you don't like hit this line on accident while trying to like wedge yourself back here, because I've done that a few times. But yeah, once you get the button, it opens up this section over here, and then you can head across this. Gotta, oh wow, okay, that was dumb. That's exactly what I did in the snow region too. I just jumped to the edges of trusses and fall all the way down. Anyway, meet you back up there. Okay, we're back. If you do end up falling, you don't have to do the box pushing again, which is pretty good, because box pushing bad. Do a few truss flips, head over here, and then head across this tightrope, and then do this wraparound, and then this is where you need the key. It says, actually, maybe this isn't the key, maybe this just correlates to the button down there. Oh no, yeah, that's the button down there. And then up here, there's a lock up here that prevents you from getting to the last area if you don't get the key. So so I already showed you where to get that. And for some reason the music just kind of stops in this place after it goes once, just like the TOGF Floor 5 music. But these are some pretty easy head hitters. That last one can be a little tough since it's like a squeeze. And then you get up here, and then you're in the heaven biome, or whatever the hell you want to call this. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. It's probably going to be laggy because of all the fog and stuff, but basically just jump through here. That's like the hardest jump right there. And then head over on top of the wrap. You can jump on these transparent things, go in between the two. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah, this is just a little tedious, but it's easy for the most part. But yeah, that's basically the end. This is definitely up there with one of my favorite Citadels. I had a lot of fun playing this, even though I cheesed it the first time. I had a lot of fun coming back and beating it again. Legit. Even though I fell in the soft lock basement once. There will be, like, words that say you cheesed, but the barrier isn't actually there. Climb up this little truss, and you beat it. Yeah. Pretty good. Decent, Citadel. And hopefully this was good for a first commentary. Again, first time doing this, so I don't know if this is any good or not. But I hope it helps, because I definitely know that a lot of people will definitely struggle with that, because it's not easy. But if you found use in this, then that's great. Okay, thanks for watching, and let me know if you want me to do more of these, because I enjoyed making this, and if it helps others, then I'd be glad to make them. So, thank you, and goodbye.